Hi everybody, how's it going? Today is December 28th, 2023. It is a Thursday. You know what that means. The last Monster Strike news of the year, actually. So, there's unsurprisingly a lot to go over. I'm going to try to go through it as fast as possible because otherwise you're going to be here for like 30-40 minutes and I know you don't want to do that. I don't want to stay up that late either, so let's just get going. Quick stuff out of the way. We know Bakuzetsu, new quest for Bakuzetsu difficulty Love will be making her debut tomorrow, December 29th, 8 p.m. Japan time. Don't miss out on that. 30th will be the last day of Monster Strike Day of 2023. Don't forget to pick up your orb ticket there, and if you have 3 or more lucky monsters, you can also pick up a Ableberry scroll along with you, and probably want to finish up the collab if you haven't done so already, which I have not finished. I have been quite lazy in Monster Strike the last week or so be it. And we started out with the Transcension Kais early because we have some bigger news to follow up later. We've got Minerva coming up next, and unfortunately I think Minerva is gonna get lost in the dust, but here are her abilities. You can take a look here and figure out if anything looks special for you or not. But I mean, immediately getting covered by the Transcension Kai of Anastasia. It had a nice movie in the news, so if you didn't watch news, go ahead. I would suggest checking it out. It was pretty nice. But Anastasia is getting a Transcension Kai, and it is interesting because Anastasia does have a solid place in the current meta, so getting a Kai, Shiro was saying that he was surprised about that. But here's her stats. We've got some nice abilities here, and sorry, for some reason the font for the anti-block in Japanese went really big. But clearly the interesting thing is her connect skill here. She has both Bump Combo Boost EL and Power Aura M. Those two combined does, they work together and really blow up a monster's attack damage. But do note that the connect skill is an interesting one. It is a twist to your usual connect skill requirements. She demands that only demi-human classes are in the team, or only blast types are in the team. And Shiro was saying that you might actually want to use this to your advantage, because if some monsters bump combos can actually overpower things a little bit too much, and being able to choose between what she can actually do right now in the current meta versus her souped up version with both Bump Combo Boost EL and Power Aura M, it actually might be worth being able to toggle on and off as necessary. So think about that. I'm actually not sure how to utilize that at its fullest, but it's there, so I figure I'd mirror that information to you too. So that is Anastasia, and Anastasia will be live tonight at 10 p.m. Japan time. So for most of you who are watching this, by the time you watch this, she is already live. Go ahead and see her in her new Transcension Kai form. Now, there is a lot to talk about for the end of year gacha rundown. I want to make sure you don't miss out on that. And Shiro said he's making a video tomorrow. I will make a video tomorrow as well. Once I watch his video, I will basically parrot his suggestions there to you guys in English as well. So look out for a video tomorrow to talk about these gachas, because these will be kicking off immediately. So we can see that there are 3 days remaining in the new year in which we're going to get these gachas, and I want to remind you right now that all of these gachas cost orbs. They are not free. You will have to spend your precious orbs on these if you want to. So let's take a look at the details of these gachas. So on December 29th, we have the only alpha gacha. For this gacha, the only monsters that you are getting, yes, I think you can get that, is alpha monsters. You will be able to do a single 10 pull only. When you do that, you are guaranteed 1 6-star, and yes, it will be an alpha monster. Now, whether it's a useful alpha monster or not, that is a huge discrepancy, and there's no guarantee which alpha it's going to be, just that it's an alpha. So be careful about that. But any other 6-star monster, 5 6-star monsters that you get in this gacha are guaranteed to be alphas only. So a little bit alluring there. Whether it's worth it or not, I don't know. I think I got burned by it last year. Next up on the 29th, you also have the option to pull on the guaranteed first get gacha. This guarantees that a monster from this gacha will be somebody that is not in your box in any form. Right? If you have an evil form, ascended form, maybe you never got to the transcended form. That doesn't matter. All of those forms are out of the question if you have it in your box. This does guarantee one new 6-star monster, and you will only be able to do one 10 pull on it. Limiteds are possible, however, so if that changes how your opinion sets on this gacha, so be it. But unless you are really, your pool has really gotten small, I don't think, especially for just new people, this is not something you really want to pull on. For those of you who do have a much tighter pool, maybe it's worth considering, but up to you in the end. December 30th, we will be getting the 2023 review gacha, and this is a step up style gacha where all of the monsters that come out of this gacha made their debut in 2023. Only those monsters will be coming out of this from the 5-star or a higher level. You will be able to do 2 10 pulls on this gacha. Your first 10 pull will only include monsters that debuted between January and June of 2023. Once you do that 10 pull, the gacha changes to the pink one on the right, and you will be able to do a gacha that features monsters that were debuted in July through December of 2023. Each 10 pull you do on this gacha guarantees one 6-star monster, and again, like I said, it is a brand new monster. Whether they're good, whether they're not good, that's a little bit different. That's up to you to figure out, but limited monsters are possible in this gacha. So and that does include January 1st. So if you are missing a certain someone from last year's legends debut in the new year, this is also a chance to get it, but there's a lot of not so great monsters too, so please be careful about that. I think in general this does have a generally positive feel to pull on, but again, watch out for that video tomorrow when I pick Shiro's brain and deliver that information to you too. I will try to do that as soon as possible. And then last but not least, we have, actually this isn't even the last one, December 31st we have the All-Star Gacha. You know how this works. You will be able to do up to 2 10 pulls on this gacha, and this is also a step up style gacha where at the first 10 pull you do on this gacha will guarantee you 2 6-star monsters. Your second 10 pull will guarantee you 3 6-star monsters, and one of those 3 will be a limited monster. But remember, my caveat always when we talk about limited monster is that now Monster Strike, the pool of limited monsters is insane. So whether or not you're going to get the one you want, whether it's not going to be a dupe, that's a little bit hard to say. However, this does mean in 20 pulls you are guaranteed to get 5 monsters, one of them being limited. Is that worth it to you? I don't know, but this is available with the last day of the year. And then last, this is literally the last but not least one, is a New Year's Eve Guardians gacha. This always comes back on the day before the year ends, and just one last chance to tempt you to spend your orbs. For this gacha, you will be able to take advantage of the standard campaign we have with the Guardians, in that your first single and your first 10 pull will be at the 24% rate. After that, it'll go back to your normal 12%, so please be careful about that. But what is important here is that they did announce on the website that there will be some graduating monsters from the Gekiju Shinsai, in that they will no longer come out of that gacha. So you can see the 5 characters here that will be removed from 2024 Guardians and beyond. Ebisu, Anastasia, Polaris, Jack the Ripper, and Kichou will be removed from the Gekiju Shinsai gacha and then probably be installed in the elemental gachas, which is not so great. So if you are missing out on these particular limited characters, especially Anastasia, for example, we've seen the treatment she got. That is quite nice boost she got, so something to think about again for your orb destination. All right, enough about that. We know what we're here for. The next Legends, Choju Shinsai Shinshun Monster. Shinshun means New Year, by the way. But before we get to that new character, we will talk about the extra bonus that you get with pulling on the Choju Shinsai Legends Gacha. On the left in pink are the rewards you get for doing a temple. You always get your 5 gems, your 500 soul points. On top of that, you'll be able to get 5 of the items in the plus right side box. Duplicates are possible, so if you're crazy lucky, you could get 5 biscuits, for example, but generally it's not that nice to you. But if you only do singles, you only be able to take advantage of the blue box on the right. You'll get 1 of the morlings there, which is not so exciting, so keep that in mind. If you want to get some extra bonuses, a 10 pull is definitely worth it. And let's not hold out anymore. The next Legends exclusive is Masamune here, and she will be our newest exclusive. It's only 1 monster. I know sometimes some people were saying maybe we'd get 2. There's been a pattern where this year might be the year we get 2 exclusive. That does not look like to be the case unless they're hiding something, which I doubt. So we will have 1 fire monster this year. It is Masamune, and she looks quite nice, and unsurprisingly, she is a pre-true transcension form, so that does mean you are going to have to use those precious materials to true transcend her, which is not going to be cheap. Well, let's stop talking and take a look at her first form here. The art looks really nice. Let's get going. Oh boy. Okay, so she is a bounce samurai super balance type. Her abilities, that is 6 abilities on the main. She has no gauge. Super anti-damage roll, super mind super out, anti-block, and super anti-transport wall. What is super anti-transport wall? Let's talk about that first. Super anti-transport wall, of course, nullifies the effects of a transport wall, but on top of that, the first time she touches a transport wall, and this is only the first time, right? If she touches multiple, it doesn't happen over and over again, but the first time she touches a transport wall, she will heal for 15k. Wow. And I didn't say that incorrectly. 15k, 15000. That's 3 zeros. That's a lot of healing. A very powerful ability there. Next, we have 2 more new abilities here. First Killer M. Well, First Killer M is just, a boost to 2x the rates for the First Killer ability, which we've seen. Attack Power Charge. Oh my god. Wow. This is pretty crazy. Attack Power Charge. You have to touch all of your friendly units, but once you touch your 3rd friendly units, it will increase that monster's attack by 50%. And that does include its bump combo. So that's a pretty big boost in terms of damage, right? That's a 50%. You can do a lot of bad things with certain characters by giving them a 50% boost that way. So remember, this only applies to the 3rd monster on your party that you touch, but wow, isn't that amazing? But that's not all, because the shot skill and assist skills are insane as well. Remember, shot skills are attributed to this monster whenever she shoots, and her shot skill is reveal all weak points of the first hit enemy. She literally has a strike shot on her shot. Every single shot. The first monster you hit, you will reveal all weak points. Now, I'm not sure how many turns it'll last. I'm assuming it only lasts for Masamune's turn, but who knows if it's a New Year's monster, how crazy things can get. But that is an insane shot skill to have. On top of that, her assist skill is quite strong. Remember, assist skill only applies to non-true transcended monsters. So obviously Masamune would not get any bonuses from this, but any other true transcended monsters like Nanami or Striker, or was it Loki? I think it was Loki. They won't get any bonuses from this. However, there's a lot of other monsters that would get a bonus that would work well with Masamune. For those monsters, their strike shots will be reduced by 3 turns each boss map. So as long as you're on a boss, every time you move to the next map, next battle, 3 strike shot turns reduced. Insane. I don't know. This sounds crazy. Strike shot for Masamune is speed and power up, and turns herself only into bubbly mode. Usually when we see bubbly mode, it's for the other players, your allies, but this is specifically for her only. It is a pretty fast strike shot at 12 plus 8, so I wonder what the multiplier is going to be like. But on top of that, her bomb combo, the defense down bullets, those look insanely strong. It just shoots, and it has the lock-on symbol on the icons, so it has a directed target, so that's pretty insane. That's strong, and she also has super all enemy pierce lock on shockwave 3. It's an insane kit for sure, unsurprisingly for a New Year's character though, right? Second form here, this looks really nice too. I'm actually interested to see if she's like as big as Lucifer is on the character screen. But the craziness does not end here. She also continues to have the super anti-transport wall ability. You got 4 abilities on the main, 2 on the gauge. You got super anti-gravity barrier, anti-warp, status effect resist, super strike shot turn reducer, super strike shot turn reducer, of course. And then we got anti-block and the super anti-transport walls on the gauge. But the shot skill for the second form of Masamune here is invincible while shooting. And yes, that essentially means she has null damage wall, anti-damage wall. That is an ability, right? She takes no damage from anything. However, something to keep in mind is that for mines, it's going to be a little different, because when a monster has invincibility and runs into a mine and they don't have a mine sweeping ability, the mine still explodes, but it just doesn't hurt that character. However, that means 2 things. One, if there's any other monsters around that explosion, they will take damage from that. So be careful about that. Second thing is, obviously, it's not picking up the mine, right? It's destroying it and causing collateral damage. So be careful about that. However, it does nullify needles and like fire pits and stuff like that, so that might be helpful. But on the flip side, any quests which dictate you to deal yourself damage to be able to dish out damage, Masamune is going to be completely worthless, right? She will never take damage that way, and this is not something you can toggle, right? This is always active for her as part of her shot skill. So that actually makes me kind of afraid that we're going to see those like damage yourselves to do damage kind of quests, because those are one of the worst types of quests. I hate playing them, and that's basically one of the biggest ways you're going to be able to counter the second form of Masamune here. So we'll see. Anyways, assist skill also pretty darn strong. Again, any non-true transcendent monsters in the party will get bubbly mode at the start of each boss map. So I'm assuming this only lasts for 1 turn, but who knows? We'll see. Pretty insane. And the strike shot for Masamune here is you do the Grand Motivate, which, remember, Grand Motivate means you don't have to actually touch your friendly units and they start moving around. Everybody's done moving, and then you Grand Motivate again. Now, I might have mistranslated this because I was obviously watching Shiro's rundown for this, and this actually, the second Grand Motivate may only apply to your friendly units. It might not include yourself there, but that's still pretty darn insane. So keep that in mind. I'll double check that later, but something I remember him talking about, which is interesting. And of course, the biggest thing that probably caught people's eyes for the second form is the spinning blade, which is essentially Neo's bump combo, right? You saw the rings. It kind of like follows a friendly unit and then bumps off the walls. What if those rings, instead of bouncing, just went through the walls and warped on the other side? So yeah, and the rings are, it's not like this, it's like this. Why don't you go take a look at the video if you haven't seen it already? But There's no reason for me to explain it. It is insane. Insane. Let's move on. Masamune is gonna break a lot of things, so we'll see how that works. If you saw the news, there was a nice little anime session to the point where some people in the Discord chat thought we were gonna get a collab for the New Year's. Sorry guys, if you thought that. Let's use our brains. That would not make sense at all. But the anime looks pretty darn nice. We're gonna get 2 episodes on the 29th and the 30th of December, 8 p.m. Japan time. They will be live as a premiere, I think they said. Actually, maybe not a premiere, but 20 minutes each. So 40 minutes total. They will be on the. Oh yeah, no, it says premiere there on the slide. So, yeah. Go ahead and check it out. It might be interesting to watch together. I won't do a live stream, but Monster Strike will do a live stream. It will be on the New Year's Eve in Japan. Make sure you adjust for time zones. 21 o'clock, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Japan time. Gonna be a lot of activities. You see Tazan Babazono there. I think that's Yumi, right? Not Yumi, but Yumi, right? And Shiro, of course, and there's going to be a lot of games and stuff, and I'm sure it'll be interesting. That'll be there, and then from 23 to midnight and beyond, there'll be a nice little music session, using in-game music, have a story tied along with that. You can watch it together as Japan rings in the new year. Still be some time for us as well, although I don't know if I'll be doing other stuff then, like sleeping. New Year forms, they're always a staple with previous exclusives. They'll get a special New Year's versions of themselves in this gacha. No exception here. We've got Arsene in the Hanetsuki mode here, as well as the Gantan mode. Both looks amazing. Remember, you can't switch between the two freely, so please be careful about that, but they look pretty nice. And, well, hopefully we get some lucky hits while we are chasing after Masamune. Oh, that's not it. We also have Hallelujah making a visit here. He also has a special New Year's form, which I think looks pretty darn good as well. And so, in summary, the special New Year's Choujushin Sai Legends Gacha will be live January 1st midnight and lasts until January 7th, 2359. Does mean it's a particularly extended Legends gacha, so you don't have to do it right away. If you find you missed out, there's probably opportunities to farm up things, so keep your eyes out for that. We will have news before this ends, so maybe something will pop up. And of course, let me remind you once again that if you do intend to spend money in this game, the game does recommend you to purchase your orbs ahead of time. And I know people look at me funny whenever they read that, but it is not just because of Monster Strike that they say that. All of the other games in the Japanese world, and I say Japanese world because they're the ones probably hammering the systems with money requests. The services on Google and Apple side will probably get overwhelmed as well. So make sure that if you are fully intending to go crazy, spend the money now and get your orbs ready to go. I know it sounds ridiculous, but really, I've seen a lot of people panicking. I think Shiro one year couldn't even log in because something was happening as he was charging his account. Things can happen, and when things get overloaded, bad things can also happen. So be careful about that. I've warned you. All right, there's still other New Year's event things going, and I don't know how long is this video already. I've kept my timer hidden until now. 24 minutes. Okay, I guess that's not that bad. All right, what else is there? Well, past New Year's event, obviously featuring the Year of the Animal month, is available in the library. The Rabiko, right? That was last year's monster, right? I'm a Year of the Rabbit too. you can now fuse another 99 Lux worth of Rabiko to her to get a Ableberry slot. Not sure why you'd want to do that. I'm not sure any of these monsters have seen the light of day. Maybe Aries had one opportunity, right? Actually, Uriri had some chances too. But anyways, this is the big one. Campaigns. Starting from the 29th through the 2nd of January, there will be the special temple campaign where every Ableberry that gets dropped will be an Tokyo L. That's the S++ if you prefer the English representation, but I'm trying to wane off of that. This is very important. Make sure you take advantage of this. You can only host once per day, but you can join as many quests as you want. Try to find some friends who are more than happy to let you in, but remember, make sure you maximize your drops. If you can find somebody that has the chest, my spot, or maybe they're in Japan and can actually find something to get that guaranteed extra chest, that's great. Use the campaigns to guarantee extra drops. Do your best to maximize your gold berry drops as much as possible, because every one of them is going to be that Tokyo L level. Lovely explosions. So make sure you pay attention to the element per day and don't miss out. For those of you who want to farm difficult quests, anything impossible or higher, you will be able to get 2x drops for these quests. Normally this 2x drop campaign excludes impossible or higher quests, not for those days from January 4th through 8th. Make sure you pay attention to the element there as well. And of course we get login presents. Of course, people, I don't know, I'm not excited for tickets because that does mandate you to go under that 200 orb threshold, and you can only exchange 200 orb worth per month as a result of that. However, you do get 50 orbs worth of tickets for the logins of December 29th through January 2nd. Do note that January 1st also gets you some nice true transcendent materials and a themed, is that EXP? I think that's an EXP turtle. No, money turtle. I don't even remember, but that turtle, it looks nice. December 31st, January 1st, you'll be able to get 10 box slots. That's standard. It's always nice to get some free box slots. That's 20 spaces that you will be able to get for free. And we are also going to get an Oracoin event. Be careful, this will be overlapping with a bunch of other stuff, but January 1st to January 9th, you can collect some coins and exchange it for goods that you will enjoy. As is the case with Oragon Coin quests, you will be able to see this invade monster. You'll be able to get the Shishimai Oragon. If you see him, make sure you take him down before he runs away. If you do that, you will be able to get a nice haul of extra coins. Do note that the appearance rate of this Shishimai Oragon increases when you play with co-op, and the more players you co-op with, the higher the chance it is to show up. Now, what monster are we trying to pick up? It is the Year of the Dragon, so we are going to be looking at Kinoue Tatsu Ryuko there. Kinoue Tatsu Ryuko. I think the art looks pretty good. We're going to be able to pick up all of these items. This is just a sampling of items. There's going to be a lot more. Do you note that there is a connect skill there? Connect skill scroll there for 25k. You are going to have to spend coins before you can exchange for it. I know people are saying, oh no, where's the orbs? That's where the orbs used to be. But I mean, the connect skill is nice. Connect skill scroll is nice too. Do you note that they do also feature true transcended materials, and you should keep your eye on that. Those are not easy to pick up, so I would try max those out ASAP so that you don't miss out on that. And then we do have daily missions. This is easy to miss out. I feel like the last time we had the daily missions, I forgot some days, which is kind of sad. But this does get unlocked when you are able to collect 2,000 coins for that day. And do note that the time frames there will dictate which which quest you're making progress on. They will be starting from 4 a.m., which is of course the Monster Strike start time, until 3:59 a.m. the following day. If you earn 2,000 coins, you will get the respective reward. It rotates between 20 Guardian Beast Shards and 5 orbs. That's where your 20 orbs can be picked up from, so not bad there. Okay, just a little bit more. We did get the announcement of a new Reizetsu quest, and surprise, surprise, it's a wood monster. Rova is the name here. I'm going to Romanize it as Rover. If you don't like it, use the Discord channel to talk about it. Maybe you'll win people over, but for now we'll call it Rover, and Rover will be making her debut at the 2nd of January, 7 p.m. Japan time, and I'm sure a particular new monster will be the OP monster for this quest. Let's see how it goes. Remember, you cannot use any badges or berries. They will be nulled for the duration of the quest, as well as continues not allowed. Of course, most importantly, you cannot borrow monsters from other accounts to play on your own. You can still co-op with them, but you can't just steal them and play it for yourself. Remember, there is no need to bring any max luck monsters because this quest is a direct drop quest. You will only be getting 1 through 3 monsters randomly upon clearing the quest, but you do get a bonus amount of chests for beating this monster consecutively up to 3 times. Still a bit of a pain to farm. I'm sure max lucking this character, or Reizetsu characters in general, is a pain in the butt, but it is an interesting new way to collect things. And oh my god, there is another event. At least we're not gonna get a new collab right off the bat, which would be killer. I am not going to go into details of these characters. I will leave it for you as an exercise to take a look, but it is Indian themed, I guess, right? We have Sita here. Here's her abilities. Feel free to pause the video if you want to look up more about her. We got Rama here as our second gacha monster, and here is his abilities. And then we have our third gacha monster here, Bhima, here in the dark element. Here's his abilities. Again, pause. Apologies for the I screenshotted this at the wrong time, and you can see the title of the Monster Strike news. But I guess the game knows that most people have probably spent their orbs. There's of course a special pack available for purchase. You can get one of those 3 new monsters guaranteed with this pack, as well as picking up 50 orbs. Note that this does start selling on January 4th, so you could pick up this pack, get one of those new monsters, and then use those 50 orbs directly on the New Year's Choujushin Gacha, if you so please. On top of that, maybe you want to hold out because you will be able to get the opportunity to do 13 free pulls on this gacha every day that this event is live. You get 1 single free pull on this gacha. Maybe, just maybe, you'll get lucky from that. Here's the farmable monsters from the quest. We got Ravana here, Indrajit, and Duryodhana. Sorry for butchering that name. Duryodhana will be my guess there. And for farming this quest, they picked a really nice one where if you have a total of 99 luck of those 3 characters we talked about earlier, you will start getting double drops on your chests. Remember, this does combine with biscuits, so if you use a biscuit too, you can get 4x on those drops, which is really nice. And I don't know how much my voice is going to last, but we are done with this, and that is the last Monster Strike news of the year. And if you are still here watching, let me express my gratitude for you watching this video day in or week in, week out. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you who comment regularly, extra thanks to you, because without your comments, without your support, without those likes, I probably would have stopped along the way. But I clearly know that there are people out there who find this useful, and if you are silent, I understand. I am pretty silent most of the times when I watch other people's YouTube channels, but I do know that saying stuff, saying words of expression that really does make a difference as a, on the creator side of things. So and especially, being on the smaller side, right? Get a chance to be a little bit more personal with you out there. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and if you have not done so already, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Why not before the end of the year, because this will keep going into 2024. I know it's been a little bit slow the last few weeks or so, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the holiday break as well. I know I am, and it has been nice to just been be a lazy bum for consecutive days in a row. That's not a weekend. It has felt really nice. Before we go, here are the lucky monsters. I forgot about that, sorry. Use that to your advantage. But again, like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Monst, all these slides have been posted on there, so you can look at it at any time. And of course, the Discord channel, a lot of other folks who love the game and speak English, you can talk with there. You can talk about why Masamune is gonna break everything, or whether or not you should pull on any of those gachas. Who knows what people say, but like I said, my intent is tomorrow, once I see Shiro's video about that, I'll make my parroting video about that, where I'll basically say similar things. I'll insert my thoughts too if it differs, but I'll also tell what I did last year too. So hopefully you can gauge on what you want to do for that. And remember, make sure you adjust for Japan time. Just because it's the 29th in your time zone doesn't mean it's still the 29th in Japan. Careful about that. Anyways, until next time.